Sicily, Calabria, Leederville, West Perth, the geographic DNA that defines a Cardi's supporter. But there's always someone who'll spoil that theory.
Dad had a fruit and veggie shop and a grocery shop in Inglewood on the corner of 9th Avenue and Beaufort Street. I remember that distinctly. And one day I just happened to be wearing a red shirt with a blue collar or vice versa, and a customer came in. She said, "Oh, they're West Perth colours." And I thought, "Oh, okay." I knew there was football about, but I didn't have a team to follow, so I thought I'd follow West Perth, and that's what happened.
So, forget the med. Vic Carbone's reason for being a West Perth fan is all down to his choice of clothes on a given day. But the sheer ordinariness of that beginning is more than wiped out by the passion of the next 60 years. From that moment of epiphany in Inglewood, through CBC Highgate, to footy in a Sunday league, and then in the Air Force, Vic Carbone's passion burned brightly. But, dare we ask, were you good?
Everyone likes to think they were good, mate. I was, in those days, more of a rover, and then later graduated to ruck rover. Whatever that means today is another thing. But
did you ever think you'd put the red and the blue on yourself?
I thought I would, but I don't think...
Was that an ambition?
Not really, no.
It's a high-flying flag, it's the emblem for me and for you.
So Vic was never out centre stage, so to speak, at Leederville Oval. But he was certainly there. And for him, being there was memorable.
It was bloody fantastic, to be honest, mate. It was great. The first coach I remember was Frank Sparrow. And I remember as a kid, I would have been probably about 14 or 15, going down in the old wooden grandstand now that's been replaced by the brick and what have you there, going down into the change rooms after the game. And I saw a guy, it might have been the team manager, I'm not sure, handing out little envelopes. And I thought to myself, what are they doing? Well, it was actually their match payment for the day. So they were paid on the day, there and then. A lot of them, I found out later, would go to dances, which were, the common thing to do in those days. And they used to come back like to the footy club and they'd talk about, we went to the dance last night, we went to Canterbury Court, we went to the Blue Room, we went to all these other rooms. And they were all agile guys, like they could move around the field quite nimbly, and I reckon it was because they went out dancing, like you can imagine playing a game of football and then going out dancing and just loosening up, all that sort of thing. So, it was quite fascinating. You'll have to do this when you later change your career to a physiotherapist, mate. You'll be able to...
Not smart enough for that bit.
There are a number of ways to serve the club you love. Vic spent 23 years as a trainer and more recently as manager of the league team. Plenty of time to observe the game and worry about endless stoppages, congestion in the play, head injuries.
It does annoy me to see those injuries which can be sort of averted by just a bit of practical... and I'm not blaming the umpires. The people to blame are the Football Commission and the AFL itself, because they send the rules down to the umpires. This is how we want you to umpire the game, But we'll leave umpires there.
Well, that'll get through to them.
Knocked away from him by Bond.
Chances are Vic Carbone's not alone with his seditious talk. Probably much worse is voiced in the ranks of the fans on game day.
Mate, I just love my supporters. They've been called the geek squad and all the rest of it, but they've been that sort of body of supporters all my time I've been involved with the club, as a supporter and as a volunteer. And they are a different breed. They're lovely. They can be raucous. They can be insulting if they want to be, but they get insulted as well, so it's just tit for tat.
Well, they're called garlic munchers,
They are.
Are they Italian?
There are a few. There's not as many as...
How Italian is West Perth?
I'd like to think it was varied, but we've just moved up into this area here. When I say this area, we've been up here 14 years, I think it is. And it's a different cross-section of community. There's a lot of British,
Here?
expats.
But then, Vic.
Oh, yeah.
Leadable Oval.
Leadable Oval.
Could you say Come Stay to everybody there and they'd know what you were saying?
Yeah, and you could smell the garlic in the air and all that sort of thing.
Garlic, of course, is now smelt all over Perth. That's immigration for you. Even so, it probably doesn't quite ease the pain of that contentious move north to the brand new Joondalup.
No, I wasn't happy about it. And there were certain things came into play. I think at the time we needed to have about $3,000 or $4,000 to fix up the reticulation system on the oval.
$3,000?
Yeah, 14 years ago. And the club couldn't raise that money.
Even so?
Yeah.
$3,000?
Yeah.
So you moved for $3,000?
Well, effectively, yes. You know, like, goodbye Leederville, hello Joondalup.
Do you feel sick now?
I do.
But you must have new supporters from this area.
We have.
Who have no ties with West Perth.
Yeah, but they don't seem to be in any great voice. They don't, they haven't sort of kicked up about the name and all the rest of it. But I suppose when you look at it, you think of the Joondalup traders, all the traders in Joondalup, and there's many of them, you know, and there's going to be another city further north. You would think that if we became the Joondalup Falcons, a lot of these traders would come on board as sponsors and things like that. And it'd be well worth our while to sponsor that. And if it means a name change, all right, I'll just swallow it and go with it. You know, I'd accept it. But deep down in my little black, I'd be saying, no, it's still West Perth. You know, until I leave this earth, it'll be West Perth.
Yeah, Mac is just here now.
Is he?
And that, I suppose, is as certain as you can get. Less certain for Vic Carbone is when he plans to leave West Perth, or Joondalup, or the Falcons, or whatever he's happiest calling his beloved club.
Jerry and I have a great, we have a standing joke. You know,
The CEO?
Yeah, the CEO. I tell Jerry that when my use-by date is up, you've got to tell me, and I'll just walk away gladly, and it won't be a problem. I won't have any issue with that at all. Well, Jerry keeps telling me he gave it to me 10 years ago, you know, so it does, you know, I'm still here. Mate, I am 69. I'll be 69 in a couple of weeks. I've been here, as I said, for 27 years, so I've seen guys, young guys come in, learn how to play football, how the team wants them to play football, how the club wants them to play football, get jobs or do some study and that sort of thing. Then I see them get girlfriends, then they get engagements and marriage, and then I see the other cycle of a newborn and think, yep, I'm happy. That's the happiest time of my life when I see that happen, that circle that goes around.